Hello everyone, today we have an interesting take on a bounce style deck list, and this was ran recently in a $300 SnapBattleArena's tournament by a user named QuineeEquinox, and they made it to the finals against a High Evolutionary deck, a Jane Jaw High Evolutionary deck of all things. And if nothing else, the semifinals were so incredibly close from both of those players that it is definitely worth a watch. Queenie had to overcome some wave players. They had to overcome some pretty restrictive kinds of plays, and the tricks that this deck has up its sleeve were so critical in winning those games. And so Invisible Woman can give you a lot of flexibility. If you think you're going to go up against a wave, you can flood a little bit onto the board early. You can put your Kitty Pryde into the Invisible Woman lane. That way she doesn't pull back into your hand. You're going to keep those stats even if you anticipate the wave coming down. You'll keep those stats on the board, and then you can focus on your Iron Man, your Chavez on the last turn of the game. We also have the Super Skrull to copy all of the Luke Cages, all of the oppressive ongoing abilities that are very prevalent and very, very present in the current meta. And then something that time and time again showed its value and showed its worth is the Iron Man play. In battle mode, if you know that your opponent is not going to run Enchantress, you can play it out into the open. If not, you can play this behind Invisible Woman. You can make sure that it's protected. If they have an Enchantress, it doesn't matter. You're going to be able to double down and win that location with some of your flood from the final turn of the game. And overall, I think this is a really good take on the deck's biggest weakness, which is restriction, control style locations, wave style locations. Just lockdown in general is really tough for a bounce style deck to go up against, and this one was able to navigate it masterfully. Not only did this do well in the tournament, but on the ladder I was maintaining a 70% win rate over a widespread range of games, which is just insane. We all know that bounce is already really strong, but it has a crippling weakness of wave. If you can have bounce that overcomes that crippling weakness, then that becomes a very scary archetype all over again. And so the early curve is just curving out your bounce cards early. You have some flexibility in when you play your Bast, your Angela, your Kitty Pryde to kind of navigate depending on what you're seeing the opponent play. And then the end game is where that finesse happens. Hiding things behind Invisible Woman can really start those mind games with the opponent. You can position your power in a way that is most optimal for you to win. Plus, Invisible Woman gives you a range of benefits. Your cards are not going to get hit with things like Hazmat in that lane behind the Invisible Woman. You don't have to worry about a Valkyrie setting your cards to 3 for, I don't know, Cerebro 3 games, and just several other benefits along those lines. If you go up against a Galactus, you have the Super Skrull, you have the Iron Man, so that you get as much benefit from their plays as possible. It's still a tough matchup, but it is winnable. And so we're going to go ahead and jump over into a couple of games. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, first up we have Wino. The first location is Triskelion, so our hand is full now. Let's go ahead and play Bast. That pretty much guarantees we're not going to use these two cards, though. But that's the only way we're going to get a draw next turn. Let's go ahead and do the Bast, and that basically pot commits us to not using Apocalypse or Red Skull here. They have a new Watu. Oh, never mind. I thought it was really interesting, but it came from the Triskelion. So are they do they know something we don't know? I always have to wonder that. I'm going to play the Angela into that last location, just in case they know something we don't know. With Uatu coming, we have to respect the fact that they're playing over there for a reason. And so Muir Island, it was for a reason. So let's go ahead and play Okoye. We're going to play Kitty Pryde. Yes, we play Okoye. I guess it doesn't really. Let's go ahead and play Okoye. We play Kitty Pryde. We're going to be able to bounce quite a bit. This looks like a discard deck. For our first match, we're going up against the discard deck. We have an Iron Man. We have the Bishop to play next turn, as well as our Angela. We're going to start spreading out our power, but we might as well just elevate. Ooh. Oh, never mind. That came from the Triskelion as well. I thought it was some kind of spicy discard deck. And so we're going to be able to just continue to flood this location. But let's go ahead and get our Bishop out onto the board. We play the Kitty Pryde. The Hood eventually will come down. Maybe next turn we do that. Maybe next turn we do that, plus Kitty Pryde, plus a Beast to pull our cards back in. We can have some free resources along with an Iron Man. No, we get a retreat. All right, so we do get the easy 1 cube. I'm guessing they didn't get an ideal draw, and then we had a pretty good one. We will take the 1 cube. Next game we will jump into, we'll play it a bit more aggressively. let's go ahead and jump over into the next game. All right, next up we have Goose. We have Old Goose. Now this is a beautiful starting hand. We have Kitty Pryde, we have Mysterio Beast, and we have our Bast. And so we're going to bask in the glory of being able to set our Mysterio to 3. Now, sometimes we don't want to play that on turn 1. Sometimes we'll skip just in case they're running like a High Evolutionary deck. We will get some good value in our Super Skrull this game with the stones, I imagine. And even without the stones, if they just have, a lot of times they're going to cheat some ongoing cards, we can hopefully be able to match that. So, all right, let's go ahead and do the Kitty Pryde into the left lane. We'll bounce both of those back in just to further assist the hit monkey on the last turn of the game. The middle location turns into Baxter Building. I'm curious if they're running something that will try to destroy the 1-cost cards, so something that has like a Killmonger. I'm curious. We do get Hood. It's not bad. We can do this. It's going to make Bast free, Kitty Pryde free from here on out. Going to bounce it back into our hand. Our Hood will be able to be set to... Our Hood will be able to be set to a 3-power card on turn 4. We can play it on 5, and then we can play the Demon Resource on 6. I like the play line. And then the Invisible Woman, there's a couple of really sneaky ways that you can use it. You can use it by hiding the Iron Man. You can also use it by hiding Hit Monkey. That way, you can just flood elsewhere on that last turn, and then your Hit Monkey just absorbs a lot of that power in cards that were counted as being played. All right, so let's do Invisible Woman into the Baxter Building. I want to steal or surprise that location away. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do our Bast, and then we are gonna hide the Hit Monkey behind the Invisible Woman. That's gonna allow us to really flexibly choose where we want to play our cards. We can always do Kitty Pryde and Iron Man in a lane. Okay, so the Devil Dino coming down there is big. So we could either choose to double up with the Iron Man into the Invisible Woman location, or we can play away from that location and double it up with our Kitty Pryde as that kind of surprise burst or surprise reach that most people are not going to anticipate. So let's go with the Angela. We'll go with Kitty Pryde. Let's drop Hood. And we do have Mysterio. So what if, okay, maybe we, no, I think we're going to go really heavy into this middle location. I know that the Soul Stone is here, so it's negatively impacting all of our cards. You just get so much reach on that Hit Monkey play that I think it's going to be perfectly fine. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's go ahead and snap into it. We have the Kitty Pryde, we have the Iron Man that's going to be safely here, and then on the last turn, we're going to do Angela, Mysterio, the regular Hood. Unfortunately, there's not space to play it on this turn. At least it's 3 power. It's not going to negatively impact us. Then we'll play our Kitty Pryde as well. And so we're going to lean pretty heavily here. Okay, so the Khazar. We don't have to worry about a Killmonger. Our Hit Monkey is going to be so big. And like, why would you anticipate the Iron Man? Like, nobody's going to anticipate the Iron Man coming down, of all things, in a bounce deck. Not a single person. Let's go Mysterio, 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 and then Hood over here just for good measure. That way we can get all 3 bodies from the Mysterio out. That's going to help buff up our Hit Monkey, the Iron Man. It's going to be a 14 power Hit Monkey, -1 from the Soul Stone. Double that up with Iron Man. It's going to be like 28 power. This is a nasty. We have the Mysterio in mid that goes down to 2. Huge. Such huge value. Now the Wasp is big. It's kind of scary. Can we overcome that in the right lane? I don't know, because I don't think we overcome this in this lane. We are going to swing 6 points for them when we steal the Baxter Building. I think that will be enough to take that left location away from their Hulk here. So we have the 11 power Hit Monkey. I was actually wrong about the Hit Monkey. This one didn't count as cards played, but we do steal the left one away. We still mid away very drastically for the 4 cubes. We will absolutely take it, and we tie the right location. We will absolutely take it. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Mr. Doctor. The first location, Washington, D.C. We have Kitty Pryde. We have our Invisible Woman. So if we start anticipating a potential Killmonger, if we anticipate a wave coming down, then we can hide our Kitty Pryde behind that Invisible Woman lane. So we have our Beast, we have Invisible Woman. Let's go ahead and set up the Invisible Woman play. Now, we're going to play the Kitty Pryde one more round. Next turn, we can do Kitty Pryde plus Beast, maybe. Ooh, so it's a Sentinel. This looks like maybe a... Okay, it's really early. We only saw one card. I'm thinking a Sarah tech deck. One that runs Kitty Pryde, one that runs Killmonger. A few of those key countered cards. I don't know who I think I am. Giving a deck shout out, call out of what it's going to be after one card. This could also be a Cerebro 3, are typically the two common decks that you see Sentinel in. Now, the Agent Coulson tells me it's probably more so like a Hawk or a Dino Hawk deck, and so it's not going to be the Sarah counter. I don't think. I don't worry so much about the Killmonger now. Potentially a Cosmo, but even that is not that big of a deal. Do we want to play our Bishop? Or we could do this, make our Kitty Pryde free. That way next turn we could do Iron Man plus Kitty Pryde. And then on the last turn, we're going to bombard them with how much power we're throwing down. In the Kitty Pryde, the Mysterio, Bishop, maybe Hitmonkey. Right now we don't have our Hitmonkey though. The only bad thing. Our Super Skrull could get some very sneaky value out of this game as well. Let's go ahead and do this. I know that it's not probably textbook. It's probably not the ideal play, honestly. But I do feel like it, for some reason, I feel like this is what we need to do. So we can leverage the Super Skrull on the last turn. We're going to do the Iron Man. We're going to hide that in Washington, D.C. We now have the Kitty Pryde. We could do Super Skrull plus Mysterio plus Kitty Pryde on the last turn. And then the Mysterio, the fake one, is going to be 3 power, so we can do the fake one over here, and then the real one in one of these 2 lanes. Now, we're not going to draw Hitmonkey. We know that. We're also not going to draw really anything else. We're going to draw Chavez. That's guaranteed here. So the Devil Dino is a little bit scary because we are wanting to kind of vomit our hand on the board. This wasn't hit with Bass, so this lane becomes pretty weak at just 6 power, so it goes up to 12. That would beat a Hawk play. So let's go ahead and go all the way into the right. We're going to go all the way to the left with the Mysterio token, and that's what we're going to aim it on. That's what we're going to shoot for, is that they play like, ooh, wait. The Mystique is beautiful. It really probably doesn't matter what else they have now, because we have 2. They have 1 Devil Dino, we have 2 with our Super Skrull just stealing games away. The Mysterio, the real Mysterio over there, and the Kitty Pryde are necessary evils for that location, but the Super Skrull did the heavy lifting. And so we will take the 28 power lane. We have the 12 power Iron Man lane. And so while this one is not as much just explosion, it has ways to beat decks that are typically a little bit harder to face into. So we will go ahead and take the 2 cubes. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have the absolute worst player. Now, we could do Bast. We could hold it for 1 turn, but then to potentially hit 1 more solid resource in like a Kitty Pryde, a Mysterio. I think we're going to play it this turn, though. I want to play early and often into the Raft. We'll get a free Raft resource. We can do Angela, eventually Beast, so maybe we can cap it out by turn 3. We get Hitmonkey, which is not going to be our ideal. That's okay. We're okay. The Angela comes down. They do have the Misty Knight, so it is some form of a High Evolutionary deck. Surprise, surprise. Some form of a High Evolutionary deck. Let's go ahead and snap into this. We're going to be aggressive. High Evolutionary, you retreated out on me. We're going to go ahead and take the 1 cube. Let's jump over in the next one. All right. Next up, we have Corsan. The first location is Camp Lehi. It gives us a Thor. Not going to get much value out of it this game. We have Bast. Bast and the Beautiful. You know, we already have the Iron Man, which is going to be a great resource to get hit with Bast. I'm going to wait 1 turn. Maybe they have a High Evolutionary deck, and skipping that extra turn is eventually going to give our Super Skrull value. Who knows? We do get the Hood, which is great. That's phenomenal value for us. Let's play the Bast into the right lane. We can eventually pull it up with our Beast, and we're going to stop their Nebula from scaling, which is huge. And so we have the Invisible Woman now. I don't think we played Dark Dimension. No. You're so rude. Why? Okay, well, there goes that. That right lane is theirs. We're giving that one up. There's no way that we can win that one. I guess we could. We could do the Iron Man, Hit Monkey, just a lot of flood over there. Maybe we get lucky enough that we can win it. Probably not. There's a slim chance. Wow, and then they hit us with a storm. I was going to beast bounce this left lane back in on turn 4, but we're not able to do that. Oh my gosh. This is not what we wanted to see. Okay. So the Hit Monkey here is a good start. Great start. We could do Beast to bounce this lane back in, but honestly, I think we're going to play the Demon over there. You dance with the Demon. Ooh, but Grand Central could always pull in our Beast. I don't know. I don't know. We're going to send it. We're going to send it. We're going to do the Demon to the left. They could have a Killmonger eventually. Iron Lad is big. Do they have a Spider-Man, Professor X lock? What are they going with? Professor X lock. Our Hit Monkey's not going to be big, you guys. Our Hit Monkey's not going to be big. He's not going to be strong, but he is going to have just so much gusto. And even that, it's not much. It's not going to be much. Oh my god. The only bit of solace now, I was complaining about the Dark Dimension, but it protected us from a second Professor X lock. That is our only bit of like of hope. All right, so they're going to reveal first, which is great because our Iron Man does not have to worry about a potential Enchantress. The Hit Monkey, I don't think he's going to get the benefit from these 2 cards. Maybe he becomes 2. It's going to, I don't know. Either way, it's real small. The Hulk in this lane is 16, which is massive. It is smashingly big. I don't know that the Iron Man is enough to get us there. It is. The Bast setting Iron Man to 3. The Chavez coming down. We overcome the High Evolutionary control style deck that we put out into the atmosphere. They did tech in Iron Lad. I didn't have that in my original, but that was incredibly close. We will absolutely take it. That was a lot of power. I'm so glad that we were able to hold that one out for the 4 cubes. That one feels solid. Let's go ahead and take it, jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have NIR, near. The first location is Miniaturized Lab. We do have Beast, so we can bounce our hood back in eventually. Do we want to go ahead and do that, though? I'm going to wait 1 turn. I want to see what this location is, just in case it's something bad. We want to be able to control a little bit more what we're pulling into. Turns out we would have been fine. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go against my gut on this one. We're going to play Invisibilement into the unknown location. It could turn out to be Isle of Silence, and then it's just a 3-power card out there. Death's Domain is interesting. I mean, not great, but it's interesting. So now we really want to stack into the Strange Academy. Let's go ahead and play our Bishop early. Next we will go Hood plus Beast, and then we can play our Demon. Nope, let's do it this turn. We're going to have 2 demons to slot over into the Death's Domain location. Let's do it this turn. They did snap, but I think they're probably thinking this is more of like a Hela build or some kind of build or some kind of similar build, and it's not. So we're going to be looking to overcome their power. Ooh, that Jeff, that Nebula, that's going to go into the Death's Domain. Those are big. Those are big resources. We can't destroy the hood, which is a little bit sad. All right, let's do the Bishop. We're going to do the Kitty Pryde. That is going to be able to continue to grow over time. Next turn, we'll do the Demon plus Kitty Pryde. Ooh, interesting. They have the Cosmo. If they throw very many or any other like strong ongoing cards onto the board, maybe it's that we need to drop our Super Skrull. I think it would kind of surprise them. We're okay with surprises. Actually, I think Kitty Pryde stays here, which is fine. As long as it's the last card that we play. I think it's going to move in play order. Maybe. That could be wrong. I feel like that's the way that it works. All right, go ahead and do this. Let's lock this in. Ooh, so they get a Claw, but that's going to get pushed over into Death's Domain. So the Claw is not going to be of value. I'm a little bit confused. Maybe they forgot that the cards were going to move over to the right. Either way, it's it's something. Right now, we do have them beaten pretty heavily in this right lane. They could go with a Mystique to copy that power, but even that I don't think is going to be enough. And so let's go ahead and we flood now. Ooh, wait. We get cheeky? I think we get cheeky, right? How cheeky? How cheeky do we go? I think the right lane is a lock. I think that is a surefire win. Super Skrull here is going to copy their claw and bounce it over into this lane, giving us a better chance of winning this location. That's going to be 6, 8, 9. That's not great. The alternative is to do 2, 4, 6. This becomes a 6 power play. So the Super Skrull is more value for us in general. We're going to believe in the heart of the cards. Oh, we do get a retreat. Okay. We get the retreat. We will take it. Not super exciting, not necessarily very interesting, but the Super Skrull was going to add an immense amount of value for us. We were able to hold down Death's Domain through our Bishop, and the rest kind of just came naturally. So we didn't get to leverage Invisible Woman as much as I would have liked. We didn't face anybody that's running Wave, but the fact that you can hide some of those cards that you need to burst into the Invisible Woman lane, so you can hide your Super Skrull, your Iron Man. You could throw Kitty Pryde down there. That way it's going to be protected from Killmongers. It's not going to bounce back into your hand on the last turn. And so you get a little bit more flexibility against potential wave plays. And so overall, I've had a great time with this deck list. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and a comment down below. And as always, this has been TLSG. Later, guys.